Bill, I wanted to ask you, as you're coming to the end, you had mentioned something earlier that I think I also didn't know, because we talked before the podcast about how most professions, when they have their retirement, they leave and that's it. It's different for you. Explain to our listeners how you're in the career of architecture, that it's not like you turn the lights off.
Yeah.
This has been a process.
Well, most of my peers never retire.
Yeah.
And I knew that, but I wasn't conscious of why is that the case, because a lot of them work into their 80s and some cases 90s. And I really didn't want to do that because I have other things I want to do with my years that I have left, and I like to travel a lot. And so I took on my last commission in 23. But I've got about 3.5 years of construction management ahead of me. So I'm not really done.
Right.
I still have a lot of requests for information to answer and job site visits ahead of me. And so I think if you're not disciplined to say, I'm not taking on any more work, then you will, as an architect, you will never stop because it just keeps going on. And then there's always the next phone call where somebody calls and says, we want you to design our home and it's going to be spectacular. And it takes a lot of discipline to say no. And I've done that. I've turned away some really, really special projects because otherwise, I just will never be done.
Yeah, you never be done.
I know. It would just go on forever. And as much as I've enjoyed it and love it, I feel very fulfilled. I just think it's time to move on to some other things. I have other things I'm interested in. So.
Yeah.